Peace be upon you. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. There has been plenty of false accusation or blame directed to God on the events in the war between Israel and Hamas in the Middle East. This short video attempts to correct false assumptions and supplement the viewer with the truth based on what is in the scripture. There will be a lot of information within this video that is compacted, so feel free to pause and read the verses when necessary. Firstly, God prohibits unjustified aggression, unlawful expansion, and made a covenant with the children of Israel that they should not shed any blood. Also, the angels have forecasted that men will shed blood on earth eons ago. So why do these imbalances occur? Does God not love all? Now, God's mercy encompasses all, but His punishment will affect whom He wills. And we are directed not to envy, but to ask God of His favor, despite human beings wielding the most favor among the creations, as seen in chapter 234, and this is just one prominent example. And the imbalances come from the freedom to exercise our free will and the response of the sunna, which is the cause and effect from the higher realm. Immersion in sin will result in torment and suffering, while alignment will bring stability and support, while absolute compliance will result in blessings. Now, there are instances where suffering is inflicted due to the will of God, and it is for a bigger or better cause. In suffering for God, one who is in suffering is in well-doing rather than evil-doing. It is plain that it is God's will that the people suffer for all the sins of the fallen. Suffering is a product of the fall, a consequence of human sin against God, such as those mentioned in these two verses. Now, suffering exists in our lives because we are living in a broken world. Some suffering is due to our sinful and wrong choices, but some is due to simply the world being fallen. Satan's demonic scheme to pit Muslims and Jews to wage war is perpetuated in the Hadith. We need to understand that disasters are spread by the hands of humans, and the understanding of the Sunnah is key in mitigating it, especially through patience. Now, Satan also is a master of collateral damage. Some examples will be the fall of Adam and Eve. It impacted the fate of all humans. And consider the story of Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, who actually met death when they actually executed a spiritual ceremony without adhering to the commands of God. And consider the followers of Pharaoh, who were all led to the fire and went through signs after signs or punishment after punishment. They saw at least 9 signs before they were destroyed, just because Pharaoh decided not to comply with God's command, and everybody else had to suffer. Now, people are broken into three categories in response to receiving such knowledge of the book. And for those who believe, they will resort to gracious patience, and they know that this patience will be met with good news or good tidings. As for those who don't believe, it will not matter, because on the day of resurrection, injustice will all be resolved. And on that day, those who did not believe will want to return back to earth to change their ways or to change their past, so that they will not end up in a problematic situation on the day of resurrection. Now, the third group will be those on the wall, or those in the middle. They need to understand that you are not beyond God's sovereign control, and anything that happens is with God's permission. And now a chance of elevation has arrived. To develop your free will to align with His will. So will you then use your free will after understanding the cause and effect of the sunnah and change and redeem yourself? Or will you take the easy route and not take accountability and blame it on the one who showed you mercy?